Hello and welcome to another exciting Blender tutorial. Today we're going to be creating a rig for our land speeder. Let's go. All right, and thanks to everyone over on Patreon and on YouTube who supports this channel. Really appreciate all of you. I couldn't be making tutorials like this without your help. Get the full uncut version of this tutorial along with all the other tutorials I do. The full versions are 1 to 2 hours long. I do a lot of extra detail. You can also get project files at the higher levels over on Patreon. So here's the plan. We're going to be using this base mesh that we've created. And all I've done is I've added in a bevel modifier and a subdivision surface modifier to round it up. Done a little bit of cleanup, and I got rid of the mirror modifier. I applied that. You can apply any modifier, but just clicking this drop down and clicking apply, and it will apply it to the mesh. And then we did a merge as well. So we went into edit, select all, merge by distance. So that just gets rid of any extroverts that double up. And sometimes you get that with the mirror modifier. So it's a good thing to get in the habit of doing. We also just made sure that all of our faces were pointing the right way. Mesh normals recalculate outside. Anyways, that sets us up. We've got a really nice clean model now, and the subdivision surface is doing some great work for us. So what we're going to do now is figure out how to rig this speeder bike so that we can animate it really easily in a previous context. All right, so let's first start off by separating out everything that we want to move, right? Everything that needs to be moving in this rig. Right now it's all one piece of mesh. So I'm going to go into edit mode, deselect everything. And I am going to hit L to select linked. I'll hit P and I'll separate by selection. So that will separate that out. So now it's its own piece. Let's see, I'm going to grab the skate. I want this to be separate. I'm going to go Shift S, cursor to selected. That'll put our cursor right down to here. Where'd it go? 3D cursor. There it is. And I'm going to go Shift A, and I'm going to create an armature, just single bone. This armature is going to be our land speeder rig. I'm going to call it land speeder rig. I also should name everything. Call this speeder. I'll keep land speeder in geo. I'll just add skate. Okay, so the kind of rig that we're going to build is a little bit different from what you would have in a character, like we did with our main hero character. Because this object doesn't really need much deformation. But overall, what we can use is actually bone parenting. So instead of vertex weighting, we can parent objects to bones that way, which works as well. But it's actually a lot lighter computationally for the computer. So you can have a much faster, more responsive rig that way. But we're going to build this thing manually, and we're going to kind of go through the different bits we want. Now, the first thing we want is a root control. That's a big master bone that just sits at the base of everything. So I'm going to go into edit mode. And if you open up your armature, you can, under the armature, you can start to see all the different objects and stuff that we're creating here. So we can name these things whatever we want. I'm going to call this root, and I want a bone for the skate. Into edit mode, and I'll just take this and I'll duplicate it, and I will rotate X. If I go to the bone tab, I want this to live right down on the ground. So on the X, I want the X to be 0 for these guys. So I'm going to go X for the tail and the head. I'm going to call this the skate. And I want the skate to be a child of the root, because I want the root, to control the global motion of everything. So I'm going to select first the skate, then shift select the root, control P, and you get two options when you're in edit mode for bones. You can keep offset or connected. And connected will actually connect the bones themselves, like with an arm joint. But I want to have it keep on offset because I don't want them to be connected, but I do want the top one just to control globally where it is. I might also it's a good practice to have a root, but then also one other bone. So I'm just going to Shift D and duplicate and call this the master. And I might put that under the root. The root like just a little bit bigger. So the master, control P parent, keep the offset. And then what I'll do is I'll parent skate to master, 2 levels of control for that. All right, now we're going to need a bone for this bit. So we'll take the skate, Shift D, we'll just go up on the Z. I'll rotate it on the X 180. And I'll just keep it like that, because I just want this thing to go back and forth. So we'll call this the, we'll make the names match. Copy that, come back into edit mode, and I'll call this rudder. I'll get rid of the land speeder naming convention though. I'll just call this sail rudder. Let's have another one. I'll get the master, Shift D, and I'll grab it forward a little bit on the Y, grab it up a touch. I'm going to go into transparent mode so I can see, and then I'm going to grab Z and just come right up. I think logically I should flip this, so rotate X 180. Just pull that around. I'll go forward. I'll keep it straight up and down. I feel like that makes sense. So I'll call this the sail. And I'll take the sail, I'll parent it to the master, keep the offset, and then I'll take the, let's see, I'll take the sail rudder and I'll attach it to the sail. The skate should also be attached to the sail. So let's do that again, just working out the hierarchy as we go. What I'm going to do is just keep going, map out bones for each of these parts to make sure they articulate in a way that makes sense, and parent them up correctly. So if you want to watch that process, head over to the Patreon or join here on YouTube at the All Access Pass Level or higher. You'll be able to watch the extended version of this tutorial where I go into detail with all this stuff. So I'm going to go to get all that done, and then I'll pop back over here in just a moment to talk about the next step. Now, as you're working, it's important to pop into pose mode from time to time, just to check the motion of your rig. You know, how does it move? Is everything parented correctly? So it's good. Like you can see here, I've got the sail here, you know, wherever it goes. If I pivot this down on the right, I've got the sail moving, the skate. Probably I don't want the skate to pivot with the scale. I want that to kind of stay straight, possibly. I don't know. I could see this being independent, so that's something I should probably move. But the rudder is going to stay with this, and then the wings here are going to stay with the body. So I can move the body to keep the wings in line, and then the wings can move and articulate like this, and then the rudder as well can, you know, flop up and down. This one as well can move back and forth. So yeah, I think it's looking good. I might change that with the skate, but overall getting there. But yeah, it's a good idea. Just keep popping into pose mode, testing it out, thinking about the hierarchy. You know, how are you parenting these bones? You can see my hierarchy here. And yeah, just thinking about how do they fit together and who drives who. Awesome. Now I've set up the hierarchy. I've got the rig that I want, and I've got all the controls set up the way I want. Now what I want to do is I'm going to start parenting my mesh to the bones, but I'm going to do it in a specific way. What we're going to do is select a single piece. So I'll start with just this part of the wing back here. And then we're going to shift select the armature. We're going to hit tab to go into pose mode. Make sure the bone we want is selected. So this is the bone that's just going to control this part of the wing. And then what we can do is Control P, actually get out of edit mode, Control P, and we get our big list. Now remember, usually we would do armature deform with automatic weights, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go one more down to bone. So I'm going to click bone. And now if you look, this piece of mesh right here is parented to our armature. And if I look under the relations of this piece of mesh right here, under the data properties, you can see that the parent is a land speed rig, and the parent type is a bone, and it lists the specific bone there. So now if I go into pose mode and I move this bone, it's going to take that weighing with it. So that's how that works. So now we're just going to go through and bit by bit select the mesh and go into edit mode, select the bone, and then Control P to parent, and we're going to parent to the bone, and just make sure that all that lines up correctly. All right, I'll go do this over on Patreon. I'll be right back. All right, cool. So that's all done. Got everything parented up to the bones themselves. Okay, so now we just need some visibility tweaks to make these things look a bit nicer. So like the wing control, for example, go to object mode. Just want to think about like, how do I want this controller to look? It might just want a circle right here or something. So what I can do is go Shift A, mesh, and let's go with a cube. I'll create a cube. And I'm just going to zero it out, put this in a collection. I'm going to call this WGTS widgets, drag my cube in, and then I can just hide the widgets collection. And now I can come up here, and what you do is you go to pose mode, select the bone, and then we go down to the bone tab, down to viewport display, right? And now you can say what you want. You can have a custom object, and I can grab that cube, and now it's going to make that cube the controller. And then what we can do is wireframe. There it is. Turn on wireframe. Now you've got it. And what you can do with this is you can either go into your WGTS collection to grab the mesh, right, that you're using. And if I go back to object mode, and if you go into edit mode, you can change the mesh there. But if that's a bit disorienting, or you could use this really to like make a different shape, right? Like, so say for some reason you wanted to extrude this, right? And then scale it down and stuff. And that's the shape you wanted. You can then come back up here into pose mode and select that bone. And now you can come to the same area to change kind of how it's oriented in relation to the rig. Makes it a little bit easier to kind of figure this stuff out. So that's how that works. I'm going to quickly grab a couple of these things and make some controllers. Okay, cool. All right, so what I've done is I've picked a bone representation for every single bone in our rig. What I did was I just used Rigify and created a new armature, which created the WGTS rig, and it has a bunch of pre-built pieces in it. A lot of them are exactly the same. It's probably overkill because I'm not using all of them, but that's all right. It gives me these nice root controllers, which I like. Anyways, so I've got something for everything here, and I feel like it's working really nicely. So then now the last step is we want to think about what are the bounds for where we want these things to be moving around. Like we don't want to be able to grab a wing and rip it off. Maybe we do, actually. I don't know. Maybe we should keep that. For example, with this, we only want it to really be going on the X, right? Back and forth. And we want to limit it too. We don't want it to go too far. So what you can do is you can come over to the bone again and yeah, cool. So if we lock the X, the Y and the Z here, now I can just rotate and it will rotate here. Now I've got it set to quaternion rotations, which can be a little confusing if you're not used to it, but it's a 4-dimensional rotation system that prevents gimbal lock and it prevents like weird twisting. If you can get your head around it, it's actually pretty useful. So I'm going to keep it on this, even though it's probably overkill. Oh, okay, I've spotted something. So this one, I don't want it to pivot from the back. I want it to pivot from right up there. So I need to go back to object mode and I need to unparent this, keep the transform, that's fine. And then go into edit mode. And then I need to put this wherever I want it to pivot from. So just look at this from the side and just line it up here with the origin. Even better, line it up here. Cool. Then we can go back to pose mode and adjust the visual representation of this bone. Slide it back. Then what we can do is go back to object mode, select the skate, go like that. Make sure the bone is selected. Bone. Check out that. How does that feel now? Yeah, that's better. Awesome. All right. Now, the way I want this guy to like stick with it is I'm going to go to his pose bone, right? And go to pose mode. I'll select his root controller, and then I'm going to go to bone constraints, and I'm going to go child of, and I'm going to make him a child of the speeder bike rig, land speeder, and specifically I want him to be a child of the body bone. And set the inverse to put him where he needs to be, and now he's going to stick with it, right? Now, last thing we could do is we don't have any colors on our rig. So, you can make it nice and pretty. Going to the bones, default colors. Oh yeah, you can set theme colors like this, right? Might raise this one up just so it's not so far down. Doesn't change where it pivots from, but it's just where to grab it. Now, one last thing I want to do is, figure out where I want to lock rotations. I want to kind of restrict things. I might want to lock some location, like movement on some of these bones, but I'm going to keep most of this pretty flexible. But one thing I would like is for it to kind of auto-animate a little bit. And one of the things I want it to do is when I rotate this, I want the top to kind of counterbalance a little bit. So I'm going to grab this section up here, and I'm going to go to the bone constraint tab, and I'm going to add a copy rotation restraint. I'm going to grab the rig itself by just picking it there, and then I'm going to grab the specific bone, which I want is the sail. I'm going to turn off everything but the y-axis, and I'm going to set it to invert the y-axis. Now, if I rotate this, you can see it's going to counter move on that rotation, which is very cool, but it's a bit too intense, right? So I'm going to come off to the side like this and grab the controller again and just turn the influence down. Now, off is what it would look like there, but I just want to go a little bit so that maybe when it's this far, it's almost level, right? And that's just going to create a nice kind of dynamic balance, counterbalance. I might even turn it down a little bit more. Now we're going to add a couple of other things. Like I think we're going to add some jitter to some of this stuff, like the wings, but we'll do that in the actual animation file, I think, because I want to control that individually. But yeah, so I think this is pretty good. I'm going to hit A to select all, and Alt-G, Alt-R, Alt-S, that just neutralizes and zeroes everything back out. And there we go. We've got our rig for our speeder bike. So we are ready, almost, to start animating. There's one last thing I want to do, which is to figure out the dust cloud particle effect thing that's going to happen down here at the base. I want to make sure that that's represented somehow so that when we animate, we can frame for that too. We don't have to have a full effect worked out, but just something that we can frame for. be all we need. And then we can get started animating finally. So I hope you've enjoyed this process of putting this rig together. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll catch you in the next tutorial. Until then, have a great week. See ya.